Kia ora again, everyone. Just going straight on into the next video. We have now a a our own game class, which is extending the inbuilt class of arcade.window. We have a ball class as well, which still has its own update and draw methods. And we have our game class here, which has its own draw method. We are making an instance of that game. We are using our cookie cutter to cut a cookie, and then we're doing arcade.run down the bottom to set everything in motion. Okay. Something's bothering me a little bit. It's the fact that our game class doesn't have an update method. So let's fix that now. I think it's just update. Yep. Whoa. Self delta time. So here is where the delta time is. So this is what the code from the super class, which is of course arcade.window. VS Code automatically pulled that down for us, which is helpful, but we didn't actually want it, so we just deleted some of that. Okay, so we need to do what? We need to, for b in self.shapes, we need to go b.update, and let's delete b.update here. So all of our updating logic is going to be handled in a function called update. All of our drawing logic is going to be handled in a function called draw. Believe me, you want to separate those two things out. It's going to save you a lot of strife and keep your code easier to manage and easier for other people who are a little bit familiar with Arcade or who are, say, marking your work to tell where all of your logic and all of your code is happening. So make sure you do that. 2, let's see, we should have no change. No change, everything's still working fine. Okay, let's make some user input. Let's make a, for starters, let's stop, let's just not add anything into our shapes list to start with. And instead, let's make a ball, let's make a single ball called B. Let's say, no, single ball called player. Why not? Player, self.player, because we are in a class. Self.player is going to equal a ball, and it's going to be at 100, 100. It's going to have 0 velocity, 0 velocity y. It's going to have a size of 50 and a color of 0 to 55. Whoa, not that much. 255, 100. And so now, whoops, don't forget that extra comma in there. Cool. So now, on our draw function, we're going to go self.player.draw. And on update, it's going to be self.player.update. This is really bothering me that this is this way around. I don't know why. But update first. That's how my brain is working. Okay, there we go. Update and draw, update and draw, update then draw, right? So that way around. You just get used to some particular patterns after a while. Okay, that's cool. That's very strange. Why is that happening? It's there, but it's flickering like mad. Oh, because I put it outside finish render. Don't do that. Put it inside your finish render. And definitely not inside that for loop. There we go. Okay. We now have a ball on the screen. Hey, wonderful. Excellent. I want to push some arrow keys and move it around. How am I going to do that? Well, what I can do is in our game class, don't forget this extends arcade.window, we can define a new function called onKey. And look, VS Code is giving us two examples here: onKey press and onKey press and onKey release. So let's go onKey press. Oops, and it's VS Code has automatically filled in a whole lot of information for us. That's very helpful. Thank you, VS Code, at this time. Don't return anything, though. Get rid of that line. Okay, onKey press. We want to get symbol is going to be, I believe that's normally key, self key. I believe that should be actually what we're after. So onKey press, self key, and then modifiers. What are modifiers? They're the shift key, they're the control key, they're the alt key, they're the option key, all of that sort of stuff. So there's lots that can be in modifiers. So onKey press, if key equals arcade.key dot write arcade.key.write self.player dot velocity x is going to equal 5. So what we're doing, when there's a key pressed, and this automatically lives inside our game class because that's built into the arcade window class, which is our game's parent. When there is a key pressed, if that key is the right arrow, then we're going to set our player's velocity to 5. Great. Let's do it. Here we go. Handling an event. Whoa! Success! Okay, you're getting to the edge of the screen. And don't forget, it still has a bounce function. So our ball is still bouncing off the edge. But we are setting its velocity to 5. But if it's already 5, it's already 5. And I can't change it again, right? I want it to stop, though, once I release the key. So what we're going to say is onKey, not press, but onKey release. OnKey release, and if key equals arcade.key.write, set player x velocity to 0. Is that going to work? Starts, stops, starts, stops. She's a bit sluggish. Can we set it to 10? I want to go faster, but okay. So we've got 4 directions we want to be able to travel in, 4 arrow keys. Let's code it up. And the easy thing here is, yep. If that key is going to be arcade.key. And let me just zoom in because we are just dealing with some simple bit of code here. This one block. If it's equal to arcade.key.left, then we're going to go, it's going to equal -10. And if we're going arcade.key.up, then y is going to equal 10. And if it's, you guessed it, if it's arcade.key.down, it's going to equal -10. And don't forget, that's self.player.velocity y is equal to -10. Let's go. Yeah. Cool. If I release the right arrow, I'm currently stopping, but all of the other directions are not stopping. So let's fix that. So if key equals arcade.key.write or key equals arcade dot key dot left. There's another way you can do this, which is a little bit jank, but it looks a little bit nicer if you've seen it before. So let's grab that whole thing. Let's grab this. Delete the tabbing. Line it all up nicely. If key equals okay dot up or down. Set velocity y to 0. Here we go. Yes. Yes. We have full player control. It still bounces. Maybe you could turn that off if you wanted to, but I can move on the diagonal too, which is kind of cool. Great. Play around with it. What else could you do with this? There's all sorts you could do with this. You could ignore my shaky green screen there. You could change the size. You could change the color. You could you could on a key pressed add another ball to the array that we're updating. That sounds really, really cool. Let's go. If key equals arcade.key.enter, and don't forget all caps for those. What are we going to do? We're going to grab all of that code there. We're going to uncomment it. And we're going to append a new ball to our shapes array. I believe shapes is still being drawn. Yes, 4b in self.shapes. Why is it 4b in self.shapes? I should have changed that a long time ago. For shape in self.shapes. Shape.draw. Ha! Makes me feel better. And I should do this here as well, but I'm not going to at the moment. Let's run it. Still got our user control here. Huzzah! A new ball appeared. Magic! Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this is fun. This is great. I'm enjoying this a lot. And you can keep going and keep going. As you can see, it's starting to slow down, and the player controls, yeah, more balls onto the screen, lots more. Okay, that's plenty. There's lots you could do. One more. If key equals arcade dot key dot plus player dot size self.player.size. That's why it's not showing up. And I've forgotten something else. See if you can spot it before I do. Self.player.size plus equals 5. Why not? And colon at the end, of course. All right. And we can move around. We can summon another ball. And we can grow. Can we grow? I thought we'd be able to grow. Shift. Plus is on shift, of course. And now we can grow. Yes. Look at us go. Look at us dominate. And by the way, we will still bounce off the edges. Utterly hilarious. So good. There we go. User input. Well done. We made it. I will see you on the next video. That is all for now. Bye-bye.